Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. Guess what I have? I got some fun goodies from Hero Arts and these are part of their Summerween collection. So I received the Beach Booze stamp and die set. So I have the coordinating dies to go with this adorable little die set. And I just love this. These little ghosts that are just hanging out, having fun in the summer. It is adorable. Then I also received the Ghoul summer stamp set. And that one, you're not going to see it on here because I have it set up on my Misty. And I want to show you how I stamped this time. Because I wanted to stamp all of the images. And I thought, oh, I don't want to take them individually off of here, each of them, and place them and, you know, do all the things. So what I did was I just grabbed the sheet that had the stamps come on, taped that down to my Misty, then I can ink it up. And this is what I did with both stamp sets because I wanted a lot of fun images so that I could make a few cards. But I just inked up my stamp there, all my stamps. And then I'll just kind of press a little bit here. And they've all stamped. Now, I need to stamp another stamping because I didn't press hard enough or I didn't add enough ink. Because I have used these stamps already, not only once, but I did use them. So now I'm going to kind of go in and with my fingers, I do have that little tool that my husband and I just kind of threw together with things from Home Depot, but I think sometimes your hands are your best tool because you can go in and press specifically where you think you haven't gotten a good stamping, and then you're good to go. So one more. And I just want to make sure I get it stamped right because I will use these in a future project. For today's cards, I already have all my images stamped, cut, and colored. So that's good. I'll set this aside for now and I'll show you what I have prepped for today's cards. So I have cards prepped using both stamp sets, and I cut out some pattern papers and I'll show you what those are. So I'm going to make 4 cards today, friends. Now I do have some left over from the images and sentiments that I stamped, which is fine. It works out because I'll use these for some more cards that I'm going to be making. But for my pattern papers, I grabbed some pattern papers from my stash, and they were both summer papers. So this one is I Love Summer, and then this one is Best Summer Ever, and they're both Echo Park papers. So I use those. And then for some of the cards, for the papers, when I cut them, for example, this one, I die cut this one, and I used this Deckled Rectangles die set from Spellbinders. And then to cut like the edge there of the grass area, I actually used this Torn Paper Edges die set. And let's see, on another card, I think I used the Mirrored Arched Labels. I'm pretty sure I used that one. But let's start with just one card at a time, why don't we? So this one you can see I cut just some pattern paper, and that's going to be on my card base. So I'll just attach that first off. Now, how many of you actually make Summerween cards? I don't think I've really made too many Summerween cards, but I love seeing what everyone else is making. So I was so excited when I received these goodies from Hero Arts because it gives me the opportunity to broaden my horizons in card making. So I did color all my images, you'll see. And on this one, I don't know if you can tell. Let's see, I added some sparkle to the little ghosts. I don't think you can tell on camera, but I added some sparkle. And I didn't use like a gray or light blue like sometimes you use for ghosts, because you know the sheet of the ghost is white, right? But I used some pale colors from my Spectrum Noir markers. So I'm going to start by setting up my scene here, and I cut 2 layers of this grass. So I'm going to kind of set this pool here, because I don't know about you, but when I was a little kid, when we set up that little inflatable pool, we set it on the front lawn to play. So that's what I'm going to do. This is like it's sitting on the front lawn, and our little ghosts are just sitting in the pool, relaxing, as Mama Ghost watches over them. So I will add her kind of behind them. Oops, I want her on top of the grass there. There we go. And then we'll also add our little palm tree. And there are palm trees in abundance where I live. I am in San Diego, California. So palm trees everywhere you look. And then I think I'm just going to put the sentiment up here on the left top corner. And this one I just fussy cut around the sentiment. And so this says, ghouls just want to have fun. And I don't know about you, but I see that sentiment and I'm just singing the song in my head. So now I think I want to pop up this element. So I'll just bring in some of these foam rectangles I have and add that to the back. And that will be this card. Now, ghosts are really easy to color because typically you don't really have to color them. You can just leave them white because it's a white sheet after all. And you just stamp it on white paper, you're good to go. But let me add these last 2 foam squares in the center. Now, I'll be sure to link to everything in the description box, my friends. But I got to tell you, there is a bundle, a Summerween bundle available. If I were you, I'd get the bundle. It has so many cute things in it. It has a little ghost die, like a larger, a standalone die. It has all the funness of Summerween. Okay, so let's kind of center this here. And there we go. There's card number 1. What do you think? You know what I need to add though? I added it on my other cards, but I wanted to add like some whites of their eyes. So I'm using this white gel pen. It's a 0.6 tip, so it's nice and fine detail. And I'll link to this as well, because these are my favorite gel pens that I have. All right, that's a little better, right? There's whites to their eyes. Okay, let's get working on our second card. So this one, I had this fun flamingo pattern paper in that pack. So I wanted to use this, but I want to use some peel-offs here between the 2 pattern papers, just so you could kind of have a delineation between the 2. So let's add some of these peel-offs. But I thought this pattern paper with the flamingos on it was perfect for that stamp set with your little skeleton flamingos. It's so cute. Okay. I'll add that. And you know what? Let me see if this is going to cover up here. I'll just use a full one. Sometimes I have to think what I want to do with my peel-offs. There's days that I'm more conservative with them, and there's days that I'm not so conservative with them. Okay. Now this is the one that I use that mirrored arched labels die set to cut that out. I knew I had done it with one of the cards. Just couldn't remember which one off the top of my head. Okay, so now that I've got that there, adding a little bit of black to our card, because I did add black as my matte layer behind this pattern paper. And because I didn't fully color in those flamingo skeletons, I'm gonna let the pattern paper be all the bright cheery color for Summerween. Okay, now here, I also cut some black to kind of make it that there's some ground for our little flamingos to be standing on. And I think this is a little too big. So I'm going to trim it down just a bit. And let's see if that makes me happier. Maybe a little bit more. This is how I create cards, to be totally honest. I don't usually have a full-on plan in my head, and I'm kind of always flying by the seat of my pants, but I think that's half the fun, don't you? Okay. Oh yeah, that's better. So I'll attach that. Now I had this scrap of that pink striped pattern paper just in case I needed it for between the black and the pattern paper. So I'll just grab a peel off instead of adding that pattern paper. Okay. I think that'll work. Peel offs to the rescue, right? Yeah, that works. If I could get it straight though. Okay. And then I'll just trim it off, wrap it around the back. Same on this side, wrap it around the back. Then I can adhere this to that matte layer. I think it'll work out perfectly. Yes. And this I'm going to pop up on some foam tape as well. I'm gonna add my flamingos there, and then do I want, I think I didn't fussy cut around this sentiment. I just kind of cut it straight across with my paper cutter, paper trimmer. But I think I like the look better if I fussy cut. Now the only reason I'm fussy cutting is because I did not get the stamp or the dies for this stamp set, which is fine. But if I have the opportunity, I will always get the coordinating dies when possible, especially for stamp or for sentiment stamps, because you get that kind of bubble effect of cutting around your sentiment. So I think that just makes it look more finished, more of a polished look. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better, don't you? Okay, I'm going to put that there, and then I will attach my little flamingos. Should I put it here? No, I put it down here. Up here. Okay, celebrate your flamingo. And you'll see I have more stamping on the back. It's because I made a boo-boo when I was stamping. But since paper has two sides, I forgot to trim this. You can always stamp on the second side. I forgot to fussy cut around this part of the flamingo. There we go. And see, I only used little bits of pink on the flamingo. I didn't full on color the whole thing. Like the pink is fading on our little flamingo skeleton. What do you think? Oh, this is so cute. Let me just make sure I get those images down correctly. All right, that's card number 2. Let me move this mess out of my way. You guys should see when I'm filming. I brush things off that way, I brush things off that way, this way, every which way, except my filming area. Just so you don't have to see the mess. Okay, there is card number 2. And let's go with card number 3 next. Which one is that one? Which one do I want to do? That one, I think. Okay, so here, more pattern paper. And more of these images. Now these ones I did fussy cut because this was the stamp set that I did not have coordinating dies for, but they weren't too complicated to cut around. So I just did it while sitting and watching the baseball game with my husband, so that way we have some time together. Fortunately, we had the whole weekend with no babysitting, but it's kind of because I told the kids, hey, we are not available this weekend because we need some alone time. And of course, the response I got from my grown adult children was, ew, gross. But we did have some alone time, which is wonderful. We just like to sit back and relax when we're home. Okay, so now for this one, I didn't die cut anything, but I wanted to put this, how did I have it? Now that I'm trying to think. Yep. So I'm covering up the hole at the top of that pattern paper, just leaving it there though, so I have something to attach this to. Then I can go ahead and trim this down. I could use a die if I wanted to, but I'm gonna leave it trimmed this way. And I'd like to trim from both sides just in case I did not get this attached evenly on one side. But there's our little ice cream cones. And so we're just gonna, oh, let's add another peel off there, friends, another peel off. Thank goodness I remembered. Okay. There we go. Perfect. And then I colored these in. Now when I fussy cut my first little ghost popsicle, I didn't cut around the little dripping, and I thought, well, I'm not gonna worry about cutting that, but I like that I did it on this one, so I wish I had done it on that one, but it's okay. And we're going to go like this. This friend I'm going to say for the inside of the card. And we'll just make this a very, very simple card. And I made this a pink lemonade boba drink, even though I don't like boba. I know my grandkids are like, how can you not like it, Grandma? Well, I just don't. That's all there is to it. Okay, so let's add a little bit of foam tape on each of these 2 ice creams, just to give them some dimension. Let's see. All right. Here we go. And then we can attach this to the card base. Now, friends, let me know in the comments, do you prefer when I do more of a project share or more of this kind where I have everything prepped ahead of time and I'm basically assembling the card or putting it together? Or do you like to see like the whole process with mistakes and everything included? Oh, look at that one. Isn't that cute? I'd love to know what your preference is, because sometimes I think, oops, I forgot to add this to the inside. I think, oh, I don't want to bore them with all my boo-boos and how I die cut something or how I colored something. But then I think, well, what if I have some new crafters watching and they want to see the process? Because I know when I was new, I loved seeing the whole process. I loved seeing the steps that different crafters took to get to the end point. So let me know. I'm very interested to find out. Okay, here's card number 3. Okay, now this one, my friends, I did stamp a bunch of little popsicles because, you guessed it, I wanted a rainbow of popsicles. Now, our little ghosts, at first I was going to make the rainbow on the ghost section. Oh no, I'm missing one. Where is it? There he is. But then I thought, no, I want to leave my ghosts kind of looking white. So I did the color on the bottom. So that's kind of like the flavor of the popsicle that the ghost is covering. So that's what I decided to do there. And I did color them in. I fussy cut them all out, got them ready to go. And this one I'm going to put center here, kind of centering it as best I can, and then trimming it down. That does not look centered to me. Oh, I'm just going to let it be. Not that big a deal, right? Nobody's going to know if it's off a little. It's just me that's going to know. Okay, and then this one I'm going to use the black peel-offs. So I'll use some of the skinnier ones, the narrower black peel-offs. In fact, no, yeah, I'll use these. Okay. Because even if it's Summerween, even if it involves little ghosts, doesn't mean we can't have a rainbow, right? Okay, another one. So one on the top of the strip in the center and one on the bottom. Okay. Here we go. Now, I'm going to have it say up here, Squad Ghouls, and then we all scream for Summerween. And then we'll have our popsicles. Now, do any of you, as you're putting together a rainbow, the rainbow order, in your head or out loud, say Roy G. Biv? I do it all the time. I do it all the time. And I think that's the only way of making sure I've got the color order straight in my head. There you go. That's what I'm gonna do. So let's attach them. And I'm not gonna pop any of these up on this one. So I'm just gonna lay them flat using my liquid glue. And I think I'll go from the ends in so I can kind of get it centered right. And I had so much fun with these little stamps. So much fun. Like, I think I'm going to definitely make more, right? You can make Halloween cards any time of the year. Or Summerween cards. And then this one. Loving it. Oh my goodness, so cute. Okay. Now I'll show you all 4 completed cards together once we're done putting this last one together. And then you can tell me which one was your favorite. All right. And our last little popsicle. I'm trying to record this and beat losing my light because I'm at my window again. Okay. So I don't want to lose the little bit of light that I have. I mean, it gets dark later, but it's still, if I don't record early enough, the shadows from the house next door mess everything up, and the plants, because they have some large plants next door that kind of grow over into our side of the house, so we have to trim them from time to time. Okay, and then we can add this to our card base. And I'm about to run out of tape on here, but I have plenty of refills. Plenty of refills. Oh my goodness. Isn't that so cute? Oh, I love it. Okay, here's my 4 cards. Now, these were from the Ghoul Summer and Beach Booze stamp sets, and they're both part of the Hero Arts Summerween collection, and I'm loving it. Oh my goodness, it's going to be hard to pick a favorite, but let me think. I gotta say, I think my favorite is this one with my rainbow of popsicle ghosts. What's your favorite? Let me know. Let me know, friends. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or follow me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.